Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me today on You Can't Make This Up. And before we get started, this is my, what do you call it, my disclaimer. Well, it's not really a disclaimer. We are an equal opportunity offender, so it's just how we roll here, especially on Thursdays. We have some things that are worth looking at. We have things that really you go, you can't make this up. No, this really happened. These things are real. They really were said. But we're just going to roll right into a few things. By the way, just so you know, I will be in Washington. We have two conferences coming up. One next week and the one the week after. One is in Lake Stevens, Washington. The other is in Ellensburg, Calvary Chapel, Ellensburg. Joining me in Calvary Chapel, Ellensburg is David Tao, Pastor David Zamora, Pastor Lance Ralston, Pastor Tad Sheffer. It is Pastor Tad is the senior pastor of Calvary Chapel, Ellensburg, and all my good friends are joining us, and going to be a great conference. If you can, join us there in Ellensburg. Going to be absolutely terrific. And I want to also say this: a lot of people, they wanted to go to the Idaho conference. The Idaho conference filled up in just a few days, and we started announcing it quite some time ago, but since then we kept on getting, after it filled up, keep getting people say, hey, I want to go. Well, I want to be able to register. You know, you can't, it's full. So if you want to go to the Washington conference in Ellensburg, it's going to be absolutely terrific. Check it out at the website, hopeforourtimes.com. And I recommend that you get registered. It's going to be an absolutely terrific time. Looking forward to being up there. It is our first time in Ellensburg, Washington. Going to be terrific. All right. Are you guys ready? Let's roll here. This is 10 years ago. Coming from the UAE, United Arab Emirates, is this warning. And I saw this warning quite some time ago, rolled back into my notices, and I thought, you know what? Just going to remind everybody where this warning was 10 years ago, and then you look at where we are now. Watch this.
And let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
I have translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
Absolutely, it is pure ignorance. You look at these leaders in the West, I don't care if it's America or Europe, it's pure ignorance. They think they know how the mad mullahs think, better than those who are in the Gulf states, better than those who live in Israel. The leaders of the Western world in United States and Europe and Australia and Canada think they understand Islam better than the Muslims who are living in the Gulf states, better than the Jews who are living in Israel. You think it's ignorance. Pure ignorance. And look where we are. Texas, my friend, is in deep trouble, and we have a lot of friends we do ministry with and friends in Texas. Many of you watching are from Texas. Listen, you guys have got to get out there, because what's happening there, they can bring down Texas. They know they can take the world. That's their thought process. Texas is the crown jewel. I mean, goodness, you look at this and you go, it is pure ignorance. Remember what Peter said. In the last days, men will mock those who believe Jesus is coming again. They're walking according to their own lusts. Scoffers come saying, where's the promise of his coming? Our fathers used to say that. For this they are willfully ignorant. They're being willful ignoramuses. They should know better. If they're willing to look at facts, and willing to recognize there really is truth, they would realize that that's an ignoramus position that they are taking. Jeez. All right. Tucker Carlson kind of gets caught in this video, one many of you have seen, and then I'm going to show you another one. Gets caught again, something entirely different. Tucker Carlson, let's roll this with New York Times reporter questioning him. New York Times reporter it took to corner him. Watch this.
Talking on your show about whether Trump is the Antichrist.
I have not said that.
On your show the day after Easter, you noted he did not put his hand on the Bible during his swearing-in ceremony as president. You said, and I'm quoting, maybe he didn't put his hand on the Bible because he affirmatively rejects what's inside that book. And then on a recent show, you went further saying, here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist?
I actually did not say, could this be the Antichrist? Here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods, and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist? Well, who knows? I don't know where that comes from, but I know that those words never left my lips because I'm not sure I fully understand what the Antichrist is. If there's just one, I actually tried to understand it. I may have said some are asking that. I'm not weighing in on that because I don't understand it.
All right. Listen, you just want to call out bull, you know what. I mean, come on. The guy is flat out a liar. Who's the father of lies? The devil himself. The dude is a flat out liar and people are following him. He lies and he lies and he lies. You look at this, he gets caught in the lie. And from what I understand, the New York Times reporter actually showed him the video. He still did, I didn't actually say that. I mean, come on. Everybody knew he said that. Then he denies it. And then he tries to put it in a different context. No, we all heard the context that you said that in. Man, I wish these people would come and have a conversation with some of us, myself, James Cadiz, Brandon Holthouse. Have a conversation with us about these things that you guys constantly say. They won't do it. They stay within their own circle because they're afraid of being called out by the truth of their own words. Well, watch this with Tucker too, because apparently he had more things to say or not say. Or, well, this one's actually maybe even funnier than the last one. Watch this.
JD has been subject to, this is well known, but I'll just confirm it, nonstop treachery from people on the neoconservative side.
Who are these people?
Around Marco Rubio. And they have been totally against JD Vance from the very beginning.
Who do you mean specifically?
You know, I don't know is the real answer. I don't know.
Accusing people of treachery, so I'm wondering.
Well, I know there's been a lot of treachery for sure. And I know they were so mad about JD getting that job. I mean,
who's they? Within the White House?
I don't know the answer to that. I've never worked there. So like, if you don't work there, you can say, you can say what you think you know, but it's hard to really know.
This is me looking skeptical.
Yeah. Well, no, it's me being honest. Like
that is just hilarious. This is me looking skeptical. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy is so full of it, folks. He said, well, who are they? Well, where'd you hear? Well, I don't know. Well, who are they? Well, I don't know who. I don't really know anything. It's, well, I don't really work, I'm not really in the White House. Well, I'm like, I don't know. So this is how these people work. They throw out accusations, they throw out something, they get millions upon millions upon millions of followers who just automatically believe them. They see a 15 or 30-second clip on TikTok and they just roll with it. And that's what they throw out the accusations and then they say the unbelievable things. Well, I'm just asking questions, which is it's a different form of an accusation. Well, I'm just asking questions. Well, why can't they answer that? Because it's a stinking lie, you stinking loser. Listen, you want to know where the asking questions came from? Go back to the Garden of Eden. Remember the serpent coming up to Eve? Serpent says to Eve, did God really say that, Eve? Oh, no. Oh, no, Eve. He knows that when you eat of the fruit that's in the midst of the garden, of that tree, then he knows this is what's going to happen. Surely when you eat of that fruit, you won't die. You will be like God. Sorry, I'm just asking questions. Did God really say? I'm just asking questions. Comes from the devil himself. Started all the way back in the Garden of Eden, and it's an accusation. Who is the accuser of the brethren? The devil himself. And you just see this kind of stuff coming from these people. Unbelievable. And it took a New York Times reporter just real calmly, very simple questions. Well, who are these people? Well, I don't actually know. Where'd you get the information? Well, I don't actually know. It's they. It's they. At one time, there was this person who came up to my wife at church and said, "Did you see what they are doing?" And my wife said, "Who are they?" And she said, "Well, they. Who are they?" And then finally I overheard the conversation. I said, "They are me." And yes, they decided to teach her the Gospel of John. Apparently she was offended by it or whatever. I don't even know what it was. They. Stupid, absurd stuff that people do. Hey, let's get some more facts. Let's take a look back what it was like in a lot of these now Islamic nations, what it was like, say, 40, 50, 60 years ago. Check this out in comparison today, how much things have changed, and yet people here in the West, at universities and the cities, are saying how wonderful it is. Watch this. So that's the reality of it. You look, you just go, just unbelievable what is really happening, but so few people want to even pay any attention to it. Hey, let's take a break here for something that is uplifting. Watch this guy right now. This cop is going to come in. This is very heartwarming to see this happen when a guy is ready to commit suicide and he's talked off the jump. Watch this. This is very encouraging, very uplifting. Watch this.
Whatever you're going through, man, you can get through it. No, listen, man, listen, bro. Listen, you can get through this. Come on, let's talk about it for a minute. Can I at least have a prayer with you? You believe in prayer, I know that. Can I at least have a prayer with you? You mind if I just hold your hand and pray with you? Come on, man, touch my head. Touch from this side. Look at my head. Just touch my head. Just touch my head, man. I'm praying with you. You're hurting, but if you jump, you're going to hurt other people. And they're going to be hurting just like you're hurting now. The cycle got to stop of hurt. The sight of hurt got to stop.
I know you got a lot going on. You do. Or whatever. If you make that jump, it is going to be 100 times worse for everyone you care about. I know you don't want to do that to them.
Ruin them. Right there. Come on, man. Come on, please. Come on. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I love you. We all love you. We wear this badge for many reasons. This is the main reason. To reach those whom the devil thinks he got. He ain't got you. We got you, all right? Come on.
That's very cool. That was a pastor who also works as a cop, and he was called over there to just help out, and I think he was helping out with traffic at the time. And some of the other cops said, hey, you're a pastor. Man, come on over. This guy's going to jump. And he went over there, talked with him, prayed with him also afterward and everything. So praise the Lord, man. That is very cool to see something like that in a world where we are dealing with madness. So let's go over to some of the other madness. This is Matt Walsh, and he is going to show this video of this lady. I don't know who she is. Apparently the truth doesn't matter, but it shows you how the thought process is of so many people, especially in the Western world. They just are, I talk about messed up. Again, it goes back to the reminder that the devil is the father of lies. God is not the author of confusion. The devil is. And you look at the deception, you go, how can people be this idiotic, like what you're going to see here right now? And this could be a person who's very smart academically. I don't know who she is, but what she says is totally idiotic. And you just look at this, you go, an 8-year-old would know this is stupid, but watch what she says about the truth. Check this out.
Executive who famously said that truth doesn't actually matter. What matters, she says, is that we all just get along. It's one of the most feminine statements ever uttered on camera. Watch.
But one of the most significant differences, critical for moving from polarization to productivity, is that the Wikipedians who write these articles aren't actually focused on finding the truth. They're working for something that's a little bit more attainable, which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years there, I actually believe that they're onto something. That for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth isn't necessarily the best place to start. In fact, I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
The truth is a distraction. I mean, I really can't think of anything that summarizes leftism more than that. That statement really sums it up. The truth is a distraction.
Isn't that crazy? This is how so many people are thinking. The truth is a distraction. Look back. Remember that event that happened about 6 years ago in March? And when you would bring the truth out, you would be shut down, you'd be censored, you'd be not allowed in restaurants, not allowed in stores. Remember that? Because you brought facts in and truth, and you said, hey, that thing you're wearing on your face doesn't work. Smoke gets through it. What do you think? It's going to keep those other particles from going through there? So bad is it, I still get in trouble. I talked about it. That's how crazy it is. People don't want the truth. They've gotten to a point, as Yuri Bezmenov, the Soviet defector, said in an interview back in 1982, he said, hey, one of the first things you got to do to take over a people is demoralize them. You demoralize, desensitize, you create a crisis, and then you normalize. When you demoralize, he goes, after you get to a certain point in the demoralization process, facts don't matter anymore. You can give somebody the absolute facts, and they won't care. They won't want to hear the truth. You can say this is black, and they'll say it is white, no matter how black it is, or vice versa. That's the way they roll. Wow. Facts don't matter. Even Bill Maher. Listen, he's on You Can't Make This Up a lot now because it's hard to believe Bill Maher says much of what we think. I can't believe how much my thinking lines up with his thinking now. I'm shocked. Yes, I know he's an atheist, but I look at this and go, this is why he's on You Can't Make This Up. You can't make it up. Bill Maher's calling out the leftists. Watch what he has to say. Look at this, Bill Maher.
Maher was not happy when this reporter said that he just wasn't understanding modern liberalism.
Don't get what? Abolish the police? Tear down statues of Lincoln? Maybe give communism another shot? Get rid of the border patrol? Get rid of capitalism? White supremacy has never been worse? Gender is always just a social construct? It's okay to have penises in the women's swimming pool in women's prisons? Okay, no, it's not that I'm old. It's that your ideas are stupid.
That's great. I mean, no, it's stupid. I mean, how can anybody not see us unless the world is being prepared for that strong delusion? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, God says he will send them strong delusion Because they would not receive the love of the truth, he will send them strong delusion so that they will believe the lie, because they would not receive the love of the truth of the hope of the Lord Jesus Christ. They completely reject the truth. You look at that last lady previously, what she said, we don't need the truth. They will not receive the truth, the love of the truth. They hate the truth. Jesus said, I am the truth. And so what do they believe? God says, I'll send them strong delusion. Listen, we have not yet reached that place of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. That takes place during the tribulation. At the time, the Bible actually puts it into the exact spot when Antichrist sits in the temple as God and demands to be worshiped as God. It's at that point when God sends this massive, strong delusion that they'll believe the lie because they reject the truth. Even Bill Maher's friends, he's an atheist, even he's calling this stuff out. And you look, what is wrong with people? If they're already in a delusion, the strong delusion is to imagine how much worse it's going to get when you get into the tribulation period. Oh, my folks. Huh. Praise God for the harpazo. That's what I got to say. All right. A little bit more. People from Netherlands, don't worry, we'll come up with some funny stuff for you. But man, just some crazy stuff that literally you can't make this up. You can't. Stuff's just nuts. All right. Here's a group of guys going to church in the Netherlands. Want to go worship Jesus. What happens? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. They came for the Jews. Remember that? They came for the Jews first, and they came for the Christians, right? And you look at this, and you go, and what in the world, again, it goes down back to Western society. What is it that is wrong with people? And it's not just the people. It's the professors. It's all across the board. It's the leaders of the countries, of the nations. It's this strong delusion. They refuse to love the truth. And to go back into the words of Yuri Bezmenov, the Soviet defector, as I mentioned a minute ago, you demoralize the people. Once you demoralize them, facts don't matter. Truth doesn't matter. You can't tell them anything. You can give them the truth. They won't believe it. They won't receive it. Remember also in Romans chapter 1, God said that they will suppress the truth in their unrighteousness. In other words, they won't allow the truth to come out because of their unrighteous deeds. 3 times God says, I will give them over to their ways. I'll give them over to their wicked ways. 1 Timothy chapter 4 says, they'll invite doctrines of demons and deceiving spirits. Where Paul is talking about the church, he says, evil men will wax worse and worse. 2 Timothy chapter 3. What's he talking about? In the church, evil men and imposters, pastors, fake pastors will get worse and worse. So much so that they will not endure sound doctrine, and neither will the people. They'll raise up for themselves teachers that will just make them feel good and tell them all the flattering things they want to hear. And they'll go along with anything at that point. That's where we are. And where Paul writes that in 2 Timothy chapter 4, well, they won't endure sound doctrine, it literally means they will not put up with the truth. They won't put up with it. That's where we are. Wow. All right. Let's get some funny stuff here. This lady's going to be at a restaurant. She's talking about what she can't eat. Talking about she wants to order something. Watch this, because she's actually going to ask the waiter, what do you think I should order? After she tells him everything that she can't eat. So let's get something funny here. In fact, I think we need a few more funny things at this point. Watch this. This is short.
Just so you know, I don't eat eggs, meat, fish, dairy, and gluten. And I'm allergic to nuts. What should I order? Thanks.
That is great. I can't eat meat. I can't eat this. I can't eat that. I can't have gluten. I can't have this. What should I order? a taxi. I love that one. I think that one is absolutely hilarious. Hey, let's get a good story in here. This is an elderly man, old guy. He had to get a job with DoorDash. And just so him and his wife, they were out of money. Heartwarming story. Check it out. Watch.
Ring camera video of a 78-year-old DoorDash driver named Richard who dropped off her order and to try and track him down and tip him $200. Well, after locating him, Brittany Smith learned that Richard's wife lost her job. The couple was struggling to cover their monthly bills and the price of medications. The couple would often make deliveries together. Smith created a GoFundMe page with the goal of possibly raising around $20,000 to help the couple go back into retirement. Well, the internet came through in a big way with donations still pouring in. So far, nearly $570,000 have been raised. Richard and his wife are said to be overwhelmed with gratitude. Now that's when the internet can do good things.
Wow. I mean, look at that. And you go, yeah, I mean, the story, the guy, I mean, you can imagine elderly going and having to work at DoorDash just to be able to survive and pay your bills. It's something like that, you know. And then a GoFundMe page that does something like that. That's just wow. But heartwarming story. Very cool. All right, let's get something funny, and then we're going to head to the tip of the week. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorite scenes. Some of your favorite scenes, too, out of a movie. You guys are going to recognize this. Let's roll.
Is your dig bad? Oh? Let's dig it. I thought you said your dig did not bite. That is not my dog.
I love that. That is not my dog. Oh, I love that one. Hey, don't forget, we will be in Washington, Calvary Chapel, Ellensburg. We're going to be at Lake Stevens in Washington the week before. Check it out. There's the info for Ellensburg. But go to the website, hopeforourtimes.com. Click on the events. You can see all of the different places that we'll be, including our annual conference coming up in Mexico, the end of June. All right, guys, ready? Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the tip of the week. What is the tip of the week? Let's see what it is. Here it is. If one person is beep during your day, then they are beep. If everyone is being beep during your day, then you are the beep. So anyways, some of the tips that we give around here, I tell you, just, you know, what can I say? Tips to live by. Anyways, God bless you guys. Thank you for joining me. Hey, join me on Sunday mornings in the Gospel of Matthew. We go verse by verse through the Bible. Sunday night, we just finished the book of Ruth last week. We're back in Judges. We only have a few more messages in Judges, plus prophecy update this coming Sunday night. God bless you guys. We have exciting things coming, and no, I have a lot of messages. Oh, wait, I have a whole bunch of messages and Judges left. We still have to go all the way through Samson. That's like 50 messages. Hey.
We have till August.
We have till August? We do. We have all kinds of messages. Oh, that's glorious. I better get busy. Oh, man, I forgot. I have a lot more to do. Okay, hey, Sunday morning Gospel of Matthew, Judges on Sunday night, and I will see you later.